Bernie Vince. What a great talent.
There it is.
Well, I'm glad you hit that. Now the intro.
Proudly brought to you by... Are you seeing anything in English?
That's what you call a nut nut.
On the interchange, could have given it a bit. Was it one here?
So, Nuff.
On the interchange.
Do you like the new opener, boys?
Good.
I like it. You just said this is your favourite part of the run, Bill.
No, I didn't.
He said it sarcastically.
I think he said
I love it.
the total opposite.
Because I love you, Bernard.
I just got a text from Rose and I said... Well, I did say take Jim out, but she said, no, we have to keep him in. It's been a long week. It's been a long week. So
this is all right, because it really puts somebody else in that as well.
Yeah, we tend to... Well, we should remember the people close to us, names. And, Jim, well, you didn't.
Port Adelaide. Who need a win?
Bill's just wondering. Phil.
No,
I
well,
called
let's
him Phil.
gather round and both Adelaide sides need a win.
Phil. That's how irrelevant he is to me. He's just bloody chopping his ass in late. He can be called Phil. That's it.
You called him Phil and he didn't even realise.
No.
He didn't even pick up.
He called Ed Jim.
Yeah, well, I think we've got that.
No, have we?
Had a great time, didn't we? Yeah. 8 hours, Jim.
8 hours, was
8 hours with these two.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have sat well with Ed.
I didn't look at him. I didn't look up.
Any phone calls since, Phil? Or Phil? Sorry? Phil?
Sent in an invoice. Haven't been paid.
Now, we don't host, do we, Bill? We're not. It's sort of not in our area.
Well,
Bill certainly doesn't.
I can indeed.
If needed.
So I'm not sure what planning goes into when you bring in
I would recommend you do
an opener. I think I could, but I probably need a little bit of work before I do that. But I have got talent. I know that.
Good talent. Great talent.
Das, come over here. Had a lot of time to think about it, and he's gone with this amount of teams.
Welcome to Gather Round Mark II. All 19 teams assembled here in South Australia.
He's gone with the 19 teams.
Glenelg or someone, has he?
Well,
No, Tassie's in.
Tassie, I did say that straight after. I said, you're counting Tassie. He said, they've got a licence. And I'm like, we're counting licences, are we now? But no, he wasn't happy.
He was a bit rattled, though.
He was
rattled last night.
He was
Kane Corns.
Yeah, what happened there? There's a bit there's something going on.
There's
something going on behind the scenes we don't know. Barry Denner. Now, I had him in the... I don't like having
Peoples.
People, you can't put people.
But he did text me last week and said, thank you, I needed that. I was getting a bit ahead of myself. He was signing autographs and footies and handballing outside of the ground last week. So had to clip him a little bit. But one rule when you do commentate is you can't be biased. You can't be barracking for your team. Now, he's an Essendon man, and it got tight late against St Kilda last week.
McGrath, who grabbed the footy and gets a hat kick to the boundary line, and it's deliberate. Oh, goodness. It's deliberate.
Barry, that's as deliberate as you'll see. Come on, mate. Take off those Essendon glasses.
I was just thinking the same thing, Joey. That's as deliberate as you'll ever see. And the free kick will go to...
Come on, Barry.
That's barracking.
Nothing worse than that.
There's a few of them examples.
What I love is Bernard giving it the... No, he did contact me last week and said I was getting ahead of myself.
He thanked me. He thanked me. Joey Montagna. Now, apparently was seen out pretty late last night too, but I think he was out late the night before he said this, and I want you to tell me what he's trying to say, Bill, and if it's a word.
Righto.
3 votes has to go to Nick Martin, who was just the orchestrator. Was it the orchestrator?
Yes.
That's it. That's the one off half-back.
He was an orchid.
Orchestrator.
He set it all up.
Orchidstrator.
Yeah, he set it all up.
And what's
that's
that
what he meant. He set it up. That's what he did. He set it up from the wing and set it up.
I would stop speaking. Now's the time to just stop.
Can you elaborate a bit more without saying set it up 6 times?
I bailed out.
If in doubt, get out. Now, Ash is calling them. This isn't on Ash.
He is.
Tomorrow.
Yes,
debut. We heard a little bit of a snippet the other week, and he sounds very good, but I don't know. Das might be worried about his position, maybe, because I've got Das again. He just gives him a clip. Now, last year, remember, he is calling Ash, I think, walking out of here, he kicked the caravan, the SEN caravan, and kicked over. He was in all.
He lost his way here.
Haven't seen him.
Broke his finger.
Haven't seen him this year, but Das just thought, well, I'm going to give him a clip, maybe put him off his game. But if you're going to have a crack at someone, get the crack right, Bill, I say.
All right.
And she once called Scott Pemberley Stont at ground level.
Scott Pemberley. Nath Brown. Now, I had to sort of cut these down.
Big week for Nath. Big week for Nath.
Big week. Maybe Kane did land a couple, because it sounds like he has with some of these. Now, he rehashed something that I only heard the week before. He went with this.
Yeah, when Keane got dropped in the goal square early doors in this one, it was Petty who got him, and he just made a beeline for Petty and just reminded him he's going to get him back. So, when are you feeling down here at ground level?
Yeah, he won't back down, Petty.
Not bad.
Not bad.
No,
That's all right.
good.
I heard it just the week before. Our boy Tim Solly said it. And Nath Brown was in there.
Gets it to Petty. He won't back down.
He said it the week before.
So he's
Reused
He's
it.
got form in this space.
Thought it was a new audience and went again. And he was.
What's that called, Damo, when you pinch someone?
Plagiarism, Bill.
You can't do that, especially with jokes.
Don't ever help him.
Oh, I shouldn't have. Sorry.
What are you doing?
I wouldn't mind a spelling on plagiarism, Bill, while you're going.
No, we don't have to spell it on here.
Okay, if in doubt, get out again. Now, I'm going to go to this one first. Is it Callum Jamieson plays the West Coast, I think. He's just really overcompensated. The size of him.
Callum Jamieson, 201 kilos. No, 201 kilos.
That's a big man.
He's a big boy.
Don't we just let things slide when there's a mistake? Triple M boxes went off.
He's a linebacker, Jim.
It's an offensive line. 201 kilos.
Not sure he'd be that mobile, but anyway.
We're not allowed to mention weights anymore.
No
one's allowed to bring them up.
I don't even know why there's a weights column, but there is a weights column. They will say 0.
Of all the woke stupidity that has crept into our lives, that I think might be the worst.
It is the
the stupidest thing ever.
Why would they do it 15 years ago?
15?
30. Since I played.
You're 70.
24. 30.
Just out by half. A double.
Been a while, Bill.
And then, obviously, a big role of the commentary crew is to do live reads. And this is one of them. And you tell me where he goes wrong, Bill.
This is the Triple M prime time for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. Mitsubishi Heavy. Put your trust in the experts in the air. Mitsubishi.
Got it.
Took him
too fast. How many times we tell him?
Too quick.
Reading too quick. Take your time.
He thinks just get in, get it done quick, and get out.
Bill's giving him broadcast advice.
Elocution lessons from Bill Brownlee.
Elocution.
Yes. How many?
Elocution.
5.
5 simple.
I like the space he's in at the moment, Nathan. He's on top of the ground.
He was coming in telling people that didn't notice him when he was coming in the other night. I actually was loving it too.
Walking home last night, he's getting stopped every 5 metres. People love him.
Especially here with Kane. He's rubbed a few up the wrong way here in South Australia. Well,
the right way.
Probably Australia. Our boy Tex now, he's been in the... He's just dipping his toe in the water with a bit of special comments when he's free, and he just thinks it's going to be pretty cold up in Mount Barker this afternoon or tonight. So I think he was trying to tell us to wear a puffer jacket, but he got it wrong.
Take your calf. Was it Kathmandu or Kathmandu? Kathmandu, is it? Take that up to Mount Barker, she'll be freezing cold.
Kathmandu, that was me auntie.
Kathmandu.
Have you ever heard of it called Kathmandu?
It might be in Mount Barker.
Well, it might be. It's local. Gather round. All teams are here. All 19 teams. All 19 teams are here. They're all playing. There's people everywhere. There's scarves and everything. So, for Nuff of the week, I've gone local. I've gone very local. Hit it, please, host.
Nuff of the week.
He might be 201 kilos, this man. Big man, Rhett Biglands I'm talking about. He just needs a little... He just needs to quieten down a little bit, I think. He comes in and he comes in with a book with notes for each game, and he does a few games.
You got the berries.
The mixed berries. You know, he writes all these jokes out. Because he writes them out, he has to read them. He can't read, which is his problem. But he started with trying to say binoculars. Phil Thorpe coming from the ground. Just saw in the Harvey Norman replay. Tex Walker just run over and just booted him fair in the calf. He said, "This is my forward line. If you don't pass to me, cop that." Might be a bit more than cramp. He's slipping. Not too much of that.
Got the binoculars on him. I think it is cramping.
Yeah.
You look at some blokes with the binoculars, and some blokes are leg shavers, some blokes are not, Bern.
What did you call those things you're holding?
These binoculars.
Yeah.
What are they called?
Binoculars. So, remembering that grab just then, he said that Phil Thorpe was coming off with an injury.
Yeah.
No longer than 8 seconds later, he's gone with this. Not blessed with comprehension up here, Biggles.
O'Brien's on hands and knees still. Almost put him in cotton wool with Aaron. Put Riley O'Brien on the bench and just Phil Thorpe have a run around.
I'd absolutely be saving him. He's been absolutely the best on ground, and
Phil Thorpe's cramping up, Biggles.
Well, of course, he's no good.
Not good, Biggles, not good. Hey,
I don't know any of that. What happened there?
Well, you got to listen, Bill. Yeah, I saw you.
No. That whole thing. I didn't get one bit of that.
Yeah, well, you don't get many things. It's pretty hard to get that in. Hey, throw to the boundary the other night, Jim. Now, you threw to him, and when you're down on the boundary and people listening at home, he actually asked to be thrown to. So you've got something in you. You're ready to go. Yep, get down to me. Biggles, got something, got some gold here. Jim does the right thing. Rhett Bigland's on the boundary.
Biggles.
Well done, team. Ask Biggles, what can you see down there, mate?
Tarchway Woden onto the field as the sub. Benny Brown has taken the back seat of the dugout.
So he came in the second time. I don't know where he went missing. And then, because he writes all his jokes down and thinks he's funny, when we actually did go down to him, this is what he spat out.
Kenny Hinkley's just on the boundary line there coaching with a latte. He's not overly fussed.
Right in front of Rhett Bigland's.
Yeah, the confusion down here, Daisy, I'm glad you cleared that up. When the barista came down asking for Ken, latte with 1 milk and sugar, it was a bit rattling for us down here. Glad you worked it out.
What is that?
Keep working on those jokes down there, Biggles.
I'm not sure whether funny is his thing. Damo, maybe you can have
what was that one?
Maybe. Can you texting again?
Fat hasn't followed one day.
Because he's on his phone.
You know what? You hang out on Biggles for doing that.
What?
You asked the question to Connor about the latte. You brought it up with Connor.
I did actually. You were listening.
Yes, I was listening.
Maybe you could have a chat to him about being funny, seeing you're so funny.
Hugely funny.
Damo. Hugely funny.
I said that about Fat.
But this is what tipped me over the edge this week to make him Nuff of the Week and go local. One of the great tennis players of all time, this man.
More unforced errors than Goran Ivanovic, isn't it?
Biggles is going early, family.
Just stupid highlights.
That's a hard one.
Play it again, host.
Goran Ivanovic.
Oh, no.
You should never go with that.
Well, no. What are you?
Did you get that one, Bill?
You got that one?
I got that.
You're back.
You're back. He made a lot of unforced. Goran.
What?
Goran, the big left-hander. Goran.
Yeah, what though?
No, you don't have to go with it. See, I wouldn't have gone there. I would have gone...
You'd have bailed.
I would have gone with Pat Cash. See?
Yeah,
one syllable.
He didn't make
on the net, he did.
Oh, did he?
On the net, yes.
On the net. Up at the net, maybe.
Speaking of when you throw down to the boundary riders, what about when you threw down to Doc Larkins, or you didn't throw down to him, Jim?
We used to crack it.
What Smooth used to do is if he wasn't getting enough airtime, he then used to just unplug his... So he went down to the boundary and he wasn't there. He just evaporate.
Is that when he stole a cherry ripe? Or
Chompers stole his cherry ripe. No, you're right. Actually, Smooth stole his cherry ripe and then Chompers cracked it, and the two of them didn't speak for the whole day. They were either side of the interchange, not speaking to each other.